Alright, go. Alright guys, this is Venture and Sterling. Hi guys. I'm Vici. Hey guys. We're going to do a quick call now with a bunch of the former Rockstar students and mentors. And the idea behind this is really just to let you guys get some idea about what the program's all about, what you can get, what you can expect to learn from it, from the program, and hear it through the lens of people who've actually taken the program themselves, and from the people who've been involved through the different aspects, the instructors, the mentors, and the students themselves.
Yeah, so this is Sterling here. In the last 2 years, we've made a big push to really expand and grow the program. So Project Rockstar now, isn't just about game. It's a full life transformation thing. So it covers 3 aspects. If you look on the website, everything that we're pushing for goes for 3 things. It's game, lifestyle, and fitness. And this year we've brought in some pretty great sponsorships for each of the 3 parts to make it so that anyone that comes in the program is they're really gonna transform their life into something that's by the end of it a really attractive modern day.
Yeah, just to backtrack a bit, what Project Rockstar is, for anyone who doesn't know it, it's probably the most storied program in the dating community. And it was started 6 years ago now by Mr. M. He ran it for 2 years as almost a game-focused program more than anything. Jeremy Soule took it over for 1 year. He was the legendary creator of Day Game within Love Systems. And then I joined the company in 2010, and I was handed the torch. And I started running it, and for the first time, I ran it through the summer of 2011. And now we've got Zeus, who's now an instructor with the company. He took the program to student back in 2011 and was newly minted as an instructor recently. And then Sterling got involved with me in 2011, and then it really grew. I was second year running it this year, just on 2012, was where we really kicked it up a notch. And now, for our 3rd year, we've taken all of the lessons from running it for 2 years now, and applied everything we've learned, all the feedback we got from the students, from the mentors, from everyone involved in any way, shape, or form, and really streamlined it into something that's the most effective training program we can possibly put together with some of the most successful people from all around the world.
Yeah, so this program really is all-encompassing now. And, if you look through the website, there's a lot of information here. It gives you what it is doing with the program, what the goals are, what you can expect to get out of it if you're selected as a Rockstar, and then more or less basically what it's all about. So, we're going to spend the rest of the time the past rock stars and past mentors, and they'll give you more of a take on what the experience is like, what they got out of it now that they're a few either months or years away from when they took Project Rockstar, where they are in life, and the impact that it's had on their lives so far. So let's pass it over to some of the guys from previous years, and we can start with Jesse. So Jesse is leading up the Lifestyle Academy program, which is the lifestyle component of this year's Rockstar. Jesse was one of the first first ever Project Rockstar 2008. So he's seen what this program's become from its very starting point to where it is now, and he can give you kind of a rundown of what his experience has been, where he is in life now, and the kind of impact that Rockstar's had on his life.
Sure, thanks guys. Yeah, this is Jesse, aka Starlight. And I was actually on the first Project Rockstar back in 2008. And at the time, we thought it was just a one-time only thing, but it ended up being so transformational that everybody wanted to do it again next year. And that's just grown and spiraled up to where we're at now, where it's really a full life transformation, from learning everything there is to know about game and practicing that every day, to having the foundation to build a business that can be run from a laptop and internet connection anywhere in the world, which is my focus with the Lifestyle Entrepreneurs Academy part, and then the whole fitness and body transformation that starts even before Project Rockstar begins. So everybody's in the best shape of their life. And I think it's been refined over the years. I've, been involved in one shape or form or another. And I look at Project Rockstar as a pivotal moment in my life when I had a pretty good job as a vice president of investment banking, and came over, and I knew I needed to make a change, and I wasn't happy with the relationship part of my life. And I went and did Project Rockstar, and it just blew my reality wide open. And I came back, and I knew right away that I wasn't going to go back to my old job, and pioneered a number of businesses, one or two of which had recently sold. And that gave me the foundation to say, wow, you can have a business that supports your lifestyle and continue to travel and have friends and relationships all around the world. So that's what I want to bring to this year. And it's been just a total blast last year doing the program with Venture and Sterling and Vici and all the other instructors that came through. And love to hear from some of the guys that were on the program last year on how that impacted your lives and where you see yourselves now.
Yeah, thanks, Jesse. We've actually got one of the former Rockstar students from last year with us right now. At the moment, this is Venture, by the way. Myself and Sterling and Vici are in Stockholm running a 10-day program. So we got two of the guys came over to help out, which is another component of the program. It's one of the things that we pride ourselves on is the fact that we train the guys to an instructor standard. And by the end of the program, in the second to last weekend, all the Rockstar students are invited to participate in a live training program, a 3-day boot camp that is sold to the public by Love Systems, and it has normal paying students. And the student yourself, who's gone through a long-term training program with us, it's expected that you'll be at a standard where you can now teach. And so all those students on the Rockstar, they get to give back and actually teach 3-day boot camp. And so many of the instructors gone to become formal Love Systems instructor, as Zeus did, and as the two guys that are here with us now, they're in the process of going through that. So I'll hand it over to one of those.
What's up, guys? This is Rob. I was on the Rockstar program this year, and sort of coming out of that, like 3 months now after the end of Rockstar, I can say for sure that it's completely just changed my life, and as Jesse said, like blown my reality wide open. It's an amazing program they put together, like all the components of sort of you expect a great life to be. They've kind of condensed lifestyle, wealth, health, and just put it into this amazing 3-month program. And everything you do every day is geared towards like improving each aspect of your life in that respect. And I would say, it's an incredibly exhausting program, but it's one that when the dust settles and you come out the other side of it, like I know my life now, having experienced what I did on Rockstar this summer, like I just feel like I can deal with anything and any task that's thrown at me. I feel like I've come out the other side of that because I've done Rockstar and I've lived the kind of life that people dream about. But like we go out and we do that every single day. So I mean, it's really changed my life, and I'm really glad to be here with the guys because it's kind of it really brings you back to that Rockstar experience. So to be in Sweden and moving forward, I hope to continue to be involved in Love Systems and everything that they've helped me with.
Yeah, so the alumni network. This is Sterling again. The alumni network that ends up coming out of this, from every year of Rockstar, is a pretty phenomenal, global network of people. Every time that Venture and I and Vici, we pick the people for Rockstar each year, we sift through about 300 to 400 applications, and we pick 8 of the most high-achieving, best all-around guys that we can possibly find. So what comes from that is a network that is filled. Just off the top of my head, I know there are commercial airline pilots. There are more than a number of Wall Street investment bankers and traders. a number of entrepreneurs, some guys that are in fashion, some guys that are music producers. We've had professional surfers. You know, when you come out of this program is access to a network of people that have been through the same life-changing experience, that are all over around the world and are doing amazing things within their own lives. So that's a big selling point for what happens once you get into the Rockstar family.
Yeah, just as a caveat to that, it's actually, one of the criteria that we look for is not your past accomplishments as such. It's more a case of, what have you done to demonstrate that you're the kind of guy that wants to make real lasting change to not only your own life but to the people around you? It's more important to us that you're the kind of person who is looking to grow and become something more than just following the normal path. That's far more important to us. So we do also get a bunch of guys who have come from absolutely nothing and are still a lot to do. And usually what happens is, even though we've always had Wall Street brokers and other people with very successful white-collar careers, most of those guys are no longer in those positions anymore. I think one of the biggest things that people take away from Rockstar is that they see a whole new life for themselves, regardless of how successful they've been or how unsuccessful they've been in the past. And so you end up with a global network of people who are all striving towards the same thing, all striving to build a phenomenal life. And usually that involves entrepreneurship. So, there's people all around the world now who, within this network, if I ever need anything, or anyone else within this group needs anything, there's always someone who can help. And that's one of the, it's a phenomenal thing. But more than that, these are all now very, very close friends, because it's such a bonding experience. You live 9 weeks of just growing and going through hell because you sleep deprived, and we're out every single day doing a day game, and then we're doing seminars, and then we're doing more day game, and then we're doing night game, and in between that, you got to do you got to start putting things in place for when you come out of Rockstar. You got to start looking at how you're going to build a business.
Yeah, it's all encompassing, and it's like we said, it's not easy, but it's always worth it. Anyone that goes to the program comes out and talks about how it's so worth it. Over to Michael Rockstar from this past year's Rockstar as well, and he can give you a bit about his experience and where he is now.
Yeah, no, that was an awesome intro, guys. And every time I get asked to talk about the program, one of the first things I like to start with is that I will miss some things, and it's an experience that you can't really put into words. So much of it that has stuck with me over the past 3 months since we finished the program is just, things that have changed me deep down inside that it's almost hard for me to describe. I mean, from the moment you're accepted into the program, you're expected to start making positive changes to your life, and you get to follow the progress being made by the group, and you're also given specific feedback on your progress, so you know what you could be doing better. From the game exercises right after you're accepted to the fitness program, everything like that is really challenging, and it takes a lot of time and effort to just really initiate that development and keep things moving forward for yourself. And this is all before the program even starts. When you're a part of it, it's almost unreal. There's no real way to prepare for it. You're around so many people that are continually focused on improvement that something inspiring happens almost daily. And you're learning from each other and seeing the boundaries pushed just constantly. You'll hear a week after it happens or something like that, a story that you didn't even hear about of someone hooking up with a model, or just countless different things happen that's almost really hard to keep up with. And yeah, as Venture was saying, it doesn't really matter how well off you are going into the program. You will be pushed, and your life will definitely be changed forever. Everyone's development moves so fast that it's actually really hard to keep up with. You learn so much about yourself, and you're given so much valuable information that you'll be learning from the experience for a long time after the program is over. I know that me myself, I'm continually realizing things that happen throughout the program, and I'm constantly thinking back on when I learned this or that. to create minor self-corrections in my path still after the 3 months has passed when the program has been over. But also I know some of last year's rock stars are still making those course corrections and still improving themselves in certain ways, and even like Jesse, for example, who did the first one, is still on a continuous path of self-improvement. And yeah, it's just the network of people you meet throughout the whole thing is absolutely mind-blowing. Staying in touch with the other rock stars, you know, it seems we're all going through our moments of ups and downs at any time, but we have this commonality that we're continually progressing towards, you know, a future that is really the lifestyle that most people just dream about. So I mean, also another way I like to think of Rockstar is everyone in the program essentially learns how to become the male or masculine version of a 10. Like, you think about the hottest girls, and they've been hit on so many times, they can handle almost any situation with confidence because they've seen it all before. And Rockstar's like the male equivalent of that. You've been put through the ringer, you're exhausted by the end of it, you've hit on so many girls, you've been tested so many times in so many different ways that you get to a point where you really have seen it all before. You've been, you can respond to every situation you find yourself in with loads more confidence than the average person. So, yeah, I mean, I can talk about the program for hours and how much it changes you, but I think I'll just leave it at that for now. It's something that I would recommend anybody, no matter where your station in life is, to experience for sure. You will find it well worth it. So.
All right, thanks, Mike. And going again, you know, the point that I keep harping on again is that it's, you know, it's an all-encompassing program. It's game, lifestyle, and fitness. So, you know, the guy talking about how, you know, through it you get amazing game, you hook up with some really hot chicks, and you develop, you know, really what it means to be a permanently attractive male. But at the same time, you know, we look at the lifestyle and the fitness aspects too. You know, the 12 weeks leading up until Project Rockstar, you know, we put you through a very rigorous workout program. This year sponsored by Sports Food, and the guys are pretty much in the best shape of their lives. And more than that, they're taught how to go on living lives nutritionally fit and physically fit, and that's something that carries through and affects almost everything else that they do within their lives. And then you look at the lifestyle component. You know, the big thing that Rockstar does is it sparks a kind of hunger within you where you just always want to be better. It's not just better with girls, it's not just better with game, it's not just better in the gym, it's better in your life. You fall into a groove where you want every facet of your life to be fine with cylinders, and that's something that stays with you and keeps you continually successful.
Yeah, I think that's something that really defines the Love Systems network in general too. You know, you look at the people in the company, the majority of the instructors who are involved in this company are really inspirational guys. You know, there's a lot of very successful individuals running companies all over the world. And then you look at the wider network, the people that we bring into our fold, the people that we end up becoming friends with that start off as students. It's no coincidence that they came through a program, you know, because the kind of guys that are attracted to Love Systems are typically people who are looking to improve. You know, they're the kind of guys that are driven and are motivated to find people who are better than them and learn from them, you know, to become the best that they can possibly be. And really, Project Rockstar is a distilled version of the best of the best. It's 9 weeks of just the best training you can get, with a roster of instructors from Love Systems and mentors who you know, we've befriended through over the years, all that come recommended to us, all working together to bring the 8 students up to a standard, you know, that you would expect from 9 weeks of being with the best and the best.
Yeah, it's the best and the best on all fronts. You know, on the game front, we have Love Systems. On the fitness front, we have Sports Food. And then on the lifestyle front, we have the Lifestyle Entrepreneurs Academy. So it is covering everything. So, you know, I'm going to pass it over to, you know, Mike graduated from this past year's Rockstar. I'm going to pass it over to Zach, or Zeus, who's one of the newest instructors with Love Systems. And he graduated from Rockstar in 2011. So he can give you a little bit of a different take of what it's like a year out of the program.
Yeah, Zach, I'd love to hear from you your perspective on how your life has changed in the year and a bit since you took the program, the kind of things you've been able to do, or the adventures you've been on.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey guys, this is Zeus. There's a lot of things to say about Rockstar. You guys have covered a lot of it. It's an incredible program because on the surface, people think about the game aspect of it, and the funny thing is, by the end of the program, game is the least of anyone's concern because it gets to such a high level by the time you're there that it's something that was a point of pain in your life 6-9 weeks prior, and no longer is that something you worry about. Really, just about everyone who comes through this program is at instructor level. I just made it, and someone could potentially argue that my game had the most to go even after the program. It's just that you get to such a high level, you see things like 5-minute polls. In the first week in Montreal this year, there were probably like five minimum. And when you see these things and it just changes your reality like that, it just be able to take your game to another level that you never thought was possible. So that's something that really just gets taken care of almost on its own. And what comes of that is that you realize these other parts of your life that you have a choice of how you want to spend it. And you get introduced to this community of amazing people. It's a network that stretches all the way back to not just the first Rockstar with guys like Jesse, but through today's Rockstar and the whole community of instructors and people involved with LS. And so that opens up doors for you to travel. And it's for me, I fit the model of a guy who actually used to work in finance. I was a trader at a hedge fund, and after Rockstar, I realized that was something I didn't want to have to be a part of my life anymore. And it opened my eyes to the way that I could live it. I've been to 5 continents since I finished my Rockstar. Almost all of them I was actually helping out with on some boot camps, but just meeting up with some guys. And it's introduced me to an incredible network of mentors, of people that are pursuing the same kind of passions as I am, both for work and for just becoming a better person, self-development. It's a theme that kind of runs through everyone's daily lives, as we've heard from some of the other guys. So it's just a program that changes your reality to a way that you can live your life that otherwise you wouldn't even know exists.
Yeah, great. So, we've got one last Rockstar that's on the call, and that's Judah. So Judah was on this past summer as well, and he can give you a take on, what it was like for him. He had applied for previous years as Rockstars, and, it's a very competitive process. We get a lot of applications, and, Judah didn't make it in the first time, but made it in the second time round, and so, in many ways, he was more appreciative of it for getting in, again, and he can tell you about his experience, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, well, I guess first off, I just want to say that Sterling mentioned that he went through 400 or 500 applications and picked just 8 awesome people who are just so incredible, and I'm one of those. So, so I mean, Rockstar, I mean, it's hard to even speak about it just over a few minutes. It has been it may have been the best thing that I've ever done. It's just a completely life-transforming program. I mean, your confidence will shoot through the roof. I mean, before I started the program, I have a small speech impediment that was pretty bad, and just through facing my fears and going out and approaching and getting rejected, and you realize that it doesn't matter. And my speech, I'd say, you could ask people who were there with me, that even my speech, I'd say, from the first day to the last day has changed dramatically. What I would say is that it's I think Zeus kind of he made a really good point that many people first come into Rockstar and it's just about girls. I want my game to be great. It's just girls, girls, girls. And then by the end of the program, it kind of gets to a point where like, wow, we're just like an awesome group of guys. We have so much fun, and you try to hang out, and then let's say it becomes like 2 o'clock in the morning, and you're like, oh, I guess now it's time to go hit on girls. And it just like it just becomes fun and just part of you having fun. I guess what I would say, one of my biggest takeaways from the program is that you really learn how to be a man. Like women want someone who is a man, who can take care of them, and who can lead, who can someone, I guess, who they can feel protected by, and it's had such a dramatic, such a huge impact on my relationship with girls. I would say, also something about the program which is incredible is that you meet like the friends you will make on the program are so awesome. They're like, everyone is just amazing, and everyone wants to help each other, and you will become part of this network of guys that is just awesome. And I actually remember there was this girl in I think it was in Montreal who told me, she's like, never in my life have I met a group of so many cool guys. She's like, I've just never seen that. And to be a part of that is just really, really awesome. I'd say that the fitness aspect is also just, everyone, to have a group of guys and everyone is in such good shape was really great. And the thing, like, whether it's the game aspect or the fitness aspect, or the lifestyle, it's like what you come to realize is that if you want anything bad enough, then you can do it. Like, you can do anything you want, and the only thing whichever holds you back is yourself. And like that's the thing about the program that's so cool. Like, I came out of the program just thinking that I could do whatever I want, and which is such a great and liberating feeling.
Thanks for that. It's Vici here. I just wanted to harp on the aspect of the community that we try and create with these guys when they go through this process. The thing about the game is a massive aspect of it, and learning game is something that we really focus on because we realize how transformative it is. But at the same time, like, the relationships that you build with these guys and the network that you become a part of in Rockstar is one of the best and most important parts of this. It really creates an environment where guys help each other because they care about each other, because they want to see the other succeed, and you have that massive support network, which is so necessary whenever you try and achieve mastery in anything. And having a bunch of guys who are going through the same experience, or having the same nights out, or having the same good days and the same bad days, and can give you the advice from the experiences that they're gathering as well, just creates this massive spiral of knowledge that it constantly grows and constantly builds. And at the same time, it weaves together this incredibly close-knit network of individuals who are all focusing on achieving and becoming the best versions of themselves. I think that's one of the things that's really key about this program, and Judah alluded to that, but it's something that I really love and really enjoy participating in, because being a part of that experience, being a part of the environment that gets built here when Project Rockstar is around is just so amazing.
And yeah, Jesse, Starlight here, that's awesome. One other thing that is the international aspect. In case there's any misconception, this is like a U.S. or a North American program. This is all over the world. And that's the thing perhaps that I enjoy most, is that the program, Rockstar itself, it takes place in what, 5 countries this coming year in 2013, and the people that apply and where they live afterwards, it's just spread out all over the globe. So you really have a network of people that's not only versed in a number of different skills and styles and experience, but they're all over the world. So if you're planning a trip, you say, hey, who's in Sweden now? And like 3 people be like, hey, I'm here. And they're like, cool, let's meet up for dinner. I'll be there next week. So that's like alludes to the lifestyle aspect during the program and how life looks afterward.
Is that like none of the guys that were on Rockstar went back to their regular lives, and the ones that went back to what they were doing before are focused on changing it because they see the possibility, and that allows this network to like expand over the world. I mean, guys move to Sweden together, you know, guys go back to Budapest all the time. Everywhere in the world where we travel, we run in or we get guys from Rockstar that fly out and come and do amazing things with us. That's part of the community that you build.
Is Nick on this call?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, cool. So the last Rockstar, we just had Nick sign on. So Nick was in the same class as Zach. That was Project Rockstar 2011. So he can give you a take on, you know, what life's been like for him too. He'll be the last recount, and then we'll just close off this call and close off this interview after Nick.
Yeah, great. Thanks, guys. So just to kind of follow up with what Zach said and a little bit more of what Jesse said as well, the amazing thing for me has been the network in connection with the traveling, but also just as far as like advice and help. You know, I've started a couple of different online businesses in the last year and a half since the program, and the network has really connected me to some of the best mentors, I think, in the world. And that's something that you don't realize coming into the program necessarily that you even need, because I had no idea I was going to be starting up these types of businesses. But the access to people that have done it before you, that have experience, that have knowledge, at so many different, you know, life skills is incredible. And you know, you'll be traveling, you'll go to another city, let's say, and maybe someone that isn't directly related to the program will be there, but they'll have a friend, they'll have somebody from, you know, their previous life, if you will, and they'll have connections for people that are just incredible. And it's something that really can't be overlooked. It's like there's 2 to 3 degrees of a network that you end up building. And not only does it give you a couch to crash on or someone to go to have dinner with, but it really gives you people to start businesses with, to create, you know, new versions of income and new ways to live your own life that you didn't even think were possible, that you had no idea about. And I really can't say enough about how effective and how powerful that is, that growth and transformation of a whole lifestyle. You know, as Zach said earlier, it's not just about the game. It's about becoming this whole better person. And, you know, the guys, I didn't hear them mention this, but one of the most amazing things from our class to the next class was watching the physical transformation of the guys. You know, there's a really good diet regimen and workout regimen, kind of a personally sculpted program for all the guys before they even came into Rockstar this year. And every single one of them that I talked to when I was in Montreal was just blown away at how good they all looked. You know, I looked at kind of before pictures and after pictures, and everyone was in great shape. And I think that's a real catalyst for changing other aspects of your life. So it's really great to see, you know, that kind of transformation even before the program's begun. So anyways, thanks guys. Thanks for having me on the call.
No worries. This is Venture again, so we'll close this off now. Before I do, I just want to talk a little bit about the curriculum because it's something very unique that Sterling and I laid down the foundations for the first Rockstar we ever taught, which was 2011. And we call it Game 3.0. It's really just an evolution of all the theory that we learned coming up in the company. But then, you know, through our own hard-earned and hard-won experience in the field, we realized there was a lot of components missing. And so we really went to the drawing board and just said, right, let's hash this out. Let's put together a program that teaches game as it should be, not through the lens of lines and routines and ways to push buttons so that you can manipulate a woman into doing something, but more about how do you become the kind of man that women naturally want to be around, the kind of man that just draws people into your world. The masculine embodiment of a 10, as one of the rock stars put it, you know, it's becoming that guy that women just want to be with, and almost as natural as you can be, you know. It's a learned natural. And we called it Game 3.0. And it's something that we only ever teach on a 10-day program and sort of rock stars, because it's not something you can teach in two or 3 days like on a normal boot camp, because it's too encompassing. And you will learn, when you come through this program, you'll learn all of that. It's like Judah mentioned and a few of the other guys mentioned, it really teaches you how to be a man and how to manage your relationships better with women, and also with other people in life in general. And so, the curriculum we have, I'm very, very proud of. It's something that I think it cuts the learning time down by at least a year for most people, which is why within 9 weeks we can bring you to instructor standard, and we've seen that. Both Nick, two of the guys on this call now, became instructors. They came out the program. The route to becoming an instructor within Love Systems typically is that you help out on a bunch of boot camps. You take a program, you help out on a bunch of boot camps, and then you get evaluated at our super conference in October. Well, the program that those guys were on ended in September, and then they came in. They couldn't be evaluated that October because it was only 3 or 4 weeks after the program finished. There wasn't time to get them screened, so they were evaluated at the next available opportunity, which was a year after the program, though they were really long before them. And as Zach said, he helped out on programs on 5 continents before that happened. And so it's a well-trodden path to becoming an instructor. But more than that, it's you learn how to just be the best man you can possibly be, and that allows beautiful women to just be women, to be feminine around you and to be to be a girl. And so it's really a refreshing take on pickup, on the dating coach industry, I think.
Yeah, and just to give you a sense of, this stuff works. We teach it from a stance that's genuine and that's real. It's not gimmicky. It doesn't rely on lines. It doesn't have any of the weird shit that a lot of the industry started from. And just to give you a sense of the kind of results that people got, when we rolled out in 2010, before Venture and I came on board for Project Rockstar, I think the collective Rockstars, in total they slept with 12 girls.
Yeah, on the 2010 program, the count was 10 girls.
And then in 2011, we started fleshing out this Game 3.0 stuff midway through Rockstar, and the count in 11 was 33. And then this past year, when it was refined, and we taught it off the bat. So we taught it off the first 10 days, just like we do on the 10-day boot camps, and then we ran it for the 9 weeks of the duration. The count this year was 66. And the quality went up too. Guys were hooking up with cover girl models. One guy hooked up with Miss Hungry #1 and follow-up #3. So it's some pretty incredible stuff, and I can't think of a better program out there for game, for lifestyle, for fitness. If you really want to change your life, you really want to take where you think you are now and bring yourself to new heights, I really encourage you guys to apply. It's very competitive, but it's so worth it.
Yeah. And the last thing I'd say is, just to add to that, 2 of the guys who are out here with us now, both of those got laid. They both were sex selling each other last night because they're sharing a hotel room. Rob pulled a 10-minute lay. Samir pulled it the night before. It's a very small part of your life. It just becomes very natural to just go out and hook up with chicks. That's standard. So the last thing I want to say really is, if you're thinking of applying, if you think you're not good enough because maybe you're not a Wall Street trader or something like that, that's not really what we're looking for. What we're really interested in is, like I said earlier, the kind of people who've shown the propensity to change. It's people who are interested in self-help and have shown and demonstrated that wherever, no matter what they came from, what their background, has shown some willingness to do something about their life, to fix it and become more than they are. This year just gone, we had a guy who had spent his juvenile years in prison. He grew up in a small town in Canada. He had a very, very rough upbringing. He was thrown out of his house when he was 9 years old, and then he went on to deal drugs. And he came into the program. He was very much a broken man, but by the end of it, he came out and he'd hooked up with a Formula One model. He had hooked up with a married chick. He went to a sex party with a stripper. This guy's story was just phenomenal, you know. And now he moved out of Canada. This guy had never seen the ocean. Now he lives in Europe, and he lives with a bunch of guys who make millions of dollars a year in affiliate marketing, and he's one of them now. He's doing the same thing. So his life has radically changed, you know. And that's just, you know, what you can expect from the program. You can expect to get out as much as you put in. So if you come into the program like he did, and you work your ass off, at the end of it, you will come out a much, much better person. You won't recognize yourself. And for anyone who, you know, wants more information, the website is now live, so it's www.theprojectrockstar.com. Or just go on the attraction forums and search the blogs and the review threads for Game 3.0 and for Project Rockstar, and you can read in your own words. It's very much a well-documented program, especially last year. There are, you know, many posts about it, and you can see the progress made. So I'll leave it at that. The application process. So get your applications in early. It was mid-February. And
Yeah, I wish you guys the best of luck, and thanks for being on this call.
all right, guys.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
All right, done.